There's something special about old photos from the family album. The smiles, the colors, and of course the hair. Big hair, slick hair, sky-high hair. From sock hops to disco floors, American hairstyles told stories of fashion, rebellion, fame, and freedom. Today on American Rewind, we're flipping through the decades to look at 10 hairstyles from the 50s to 80s that ruled American pop culture. So grab your comb, your Aquanet, and a little memory lane. Let's get started. 1. The pompadour. Elvis made it cool. Back in 1950s, no hairstyle screamed cool louder than the pompadour. Made famous by Elvis Presley, this look had the hair swept up and back, tall and shiny with grease. It was all about confidence, a little rebel with a whole lot of style. Boys everywhere tried to copy the king, slicking their hair with Brill cream and checking their reflection in diner windows. As time went on, the pompadour faded out, making room for more natural looks. But for a while, it was the crown of rock and roll. 2. The beehive. Higher the hair, closer to heaven. When women in the early 60s wanted to make a statement, they reached for teasing combs and hairspray. Lots of it. The beehive stacked hair high on the head, shaped almost like a tall, buzzing hive. It was elegant and bold, worn by stars like Audrey Hepburn and the Ronettes. The style showed power and polish, perfect for the cocktail party age. But by the 70s, it had fallen out of fashion, just too fussy for the laid-back times. 3. The ducktail, greaser's signature swagger. Also called the day, short for ducks. Well, you get it. This 50s hairstyle had boys combing the sides of their hair back to meet in the middle. It looked like, you guessed it, a duck's tail. James Dean wore it. So did the bad boys leaning against jukeboxes in small-town diners. It was a hairstyle full of attitude, a quiet rebellion against the buttoned-up world. But like leather jackets and drive-in movies, it faded when the 60s ushered in peace signs and longer locks. 4. The bouffant, big hair, big dreams. Think Jackie Kennedy. The bouffant was ladylike but loud, with hair piled high and rounded like a soft, cottony cloud. It became the symbol of early 60s glamour, neat, polished, and proper. It took work, teasing, setting, spraying, but it turned heads. As fashion moved toward natural and free-flowing styles in the late 60s, the bouffant floated away. But for a golden moment, it was the first lady of hairstyles. 5. The mop top, the Beatles' land in America. When the Beatles stepped off that plane in 1964, America didn't just hear new music, we saw new hair. The mop top was thick, shaggy, and swung with every head tilt. Boys started letting their hair grow longer, ditching the combs and greasers for something more playful and British. Parents weren't too thrilled, but teens were hooked. The mop top paved the way for longer hairstyles in the years to come, but like Beatlemania, its moment eventually passed. 6. The afro, bold, beautiful, and proud. In the late 60s and through the 70s, the afro wasn't just a hairstyle, it was a powerful statement. With natural curls grown out in a perfect halo, the afro celebrated black beauty and pride. Stars like Angela Davis and Pam Grier wore it with grace and fire. It was bold, it was beautiful, and it broke barriers. As trends shifted in the 80s toward jerry curls and relaxers, the afro saw less shine, but its legacy remained strong. 7. Feathered hair, Farrah Fawcett's famous flip. In the mid-70s, TV star Farrah Fawcett flipped her way into every teenage heart with her soft, feathered waves. This look had layers, bounce, and a windswept charm that made it feel effortless. Suddenly, every girl wanted that perfect flip, smooth on top, wings on the sides. It was fresh, sporty, and oh so California. But by the late 80s, styles got bigger and messier, and Farrah's feathers flew away. 8. The shag rock and rolls bedhead. With choppy layers and a messy finish, the shag was the hairstyle that said, "I woke up like this." Jane Fonda rocked it in Clute, and David Bowie gave it a space-age twist. It worked for both guys and gals, part punk and part glam. The shag fit the groovy 70s vibe, free-spirited and unbothered. But it didn't stick around long. Once cleaner, more styled hair came back in the 80s. 9. The mullet, Business in the front, party in the back. Oh, the mullet. Love it or laugh at it. You couldn't ignore it in the 1980s. With short, neat hair in front and long locks in back, it was the ultimate contradiction. Rock stars, athletes, even dads at barbecues wore it loud and proud. It was quirky, rebellious, and oddly practical. But by the 90s, the mullet had become more of a punchline than a trend, though it still sneaks back from time to time. 10. Big 80s hair, the higher the better. Hairspray, perms, teasing. The 1980s gave us some of the boldest hair the world had ever seen. From glam rockers to mall queens, everyone wanted hair that reached the ceiling. It was wild, loud, and totally unforgettable, just like the decade itself. As the 90s rolled in with sleeker, straighter looks, big hair started to deflate. But for one electric decade, volume was everything. Hair changes with the times, but the memories? Those stick around. Whether you rocked a ducktail or dreamed of Ferris flip, these styles remind us of music, movies, and moments that shaped a generation. Thanks for joining us on this stroll through hair history. If you enjoyed the trip, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your favorite vintage hairstyle in the comments. Until next time, this has been Mr. O, bringing the past back to life, one strand at a time.